Hey there, I'm Theo. If this is your first time here, welcome to English Shift.
And if you're a returning viewer, welcome. And I'm Zara.
This is where we keep things clear, practical, and useful.
Whether you want to improve your speaking or English for work and travel,
You're in the right place. So,
grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's dive right in.
now let's start with a question you've probably heard hundreds of times. How was your day?
You've probably heard it from a colleague in a meeting, your boss, a friend you're catching up with after work, or someone at home at the end of the day. Listen to these two answers.
It was good. I had 3 meetings, answered some emails, and wrote a report. I was busy.
There's nothing wrong with that answer. But if someone asks how your day went, they usually want a bit more than a list.
You'd probably want to say more than I was busy.
Yes, I actually want to hear how your day went.
All right then. Compare that with this. My day was quite hectic. I had 2 meetings in the morning, then worked on a report. I was a bit stressed about the deadline, but I managed to finish everything before leaving.
Now I have something to ask you about. The deadline? The meetings? The report? Even why you were stressed.
That's the difference. My second answer doesn't just say the day was busy. It shows what happened, what was challenging, and how it ended.
Those details give me something to respond to, and they give you more opportunities to explain yourself clearly.
And here's the good news. You don't need complicated grammar or impressive vocabulary to do it.
No, you don't.
So that's what we'll focus on in this episode. We're going to show you how to talk about your workday in a way that feels natural, detailed, and conversational.
We'll take you through a realistic workday, give you plenty of chances to speak, and then you'll build your own answer to how was your day?
By the end of this episode, you'll upgrade your default "it was busy" into an interesting answer that gives the other person something to respond to.
All right, let's get into it.
Zara, let's look at how we can turn a short answer into something more interesting.
Sure. And the key is to give your answer a little shape, rather than just listing everything you did.
Right. You can think of your Workday story as 5 simple steps.
First, what you did.
Then, what happened?
Next, what changed.
Then, what you achieved.
And finally, what you thought about it.
So you've got a simple path.
And you don't need to describe your whole day. You just need to give the listener enough information to follow the story.
Right. And you can use as many or as few of those 5 parts as the conversation needs.
If someone asks you casually over coffee, you're probably not going to give them a 5-minute report.
Hopefully not.
But if someone genuinely wants to know how your day went, you've now got a structure that helps you take the answer somewhere.
And that's the important part. You're not memorizing 5 sentences. You're using 5 ideas to build a natural answer.
Let's start with the beginning. How did your day start?
You could begin with something simple like, I started the day by checking my emails.
Or, the first thing I did was review the schedule for the day.
And if something important happened early on, you can lead with that. I had an early meeting with the sales team.
The point isn't to give us every detail of your morning. Pick something that gives us a sense of where the day started.
So instead of telling me, I woke up, had breakfast, got dressed, and went to work,
You could say, I started the day with an early meeting, so I had to get through my emails before 9.
now I already know something about your day. There was an early meeting, and you had a reason to get through your emails quickly.
Once you've set the scene, tell me what took up most of your time.
This is where you can say, I spent most of the morning preparing a presentation.
Or, I was mainly working on a report for a client.
You could also say, I had a few things to deal with before lunch.
And you don't need to list every task. Think about the main thing you were trying to get done.
That's useful because a workday can involve 20 different little tasks, but the listener probably doesn't need all 20.
They just need enough information to understand what kept you busy.
So, I spent most of the morning preparing a report for a client tells us much more than I worked all morning.
And it gives the other person something to ask about.
They might say, "What was the report about?" Or, "Was it difficult to put together?"
Now, let's make the story more interesting. What changed during the day?
Maybe something unexpected happened. A client called, a deadline moved, a colleague needed help. Something you hadn't planned for suddenly needed your attention.
Natural English gives you some useful ways to introduce that. For example, something came up just before lunch.
Things changed when the client called. Or, I ended up having to deal with a customer complaint.
I like I ended up because it shows that the day didn't go quite as planned.
For example, I was planning to work on the budget, but I ended up helping the sales team with a customer issue.
That's more interesting than simply saying, I helped the sales team.
Because now we know what you originally planned to do and what caused you to change direction.
And that happens all the time at work. Plans change. Priorities shift. Unexpected things come up.
Which means this part is particularly useful when you're describing a difficult or unusually busy day.
So we've talked about what you planned to do and what changed. Now, where did you end up?
This is where you can tell us about the result.
I managed to finish the report.
We eventually found a solution.
We didn't quite manage to finish everything.
Or, by the end of the day, I had completed most of the work.
There's a useful distinction here. If I say, I worked on a report all afternoon, I know what you did.
But if you say, I worked on the report all afternoon and managed to finish the first draft, I know what you achieved.
And that makes the answer feel more complete.
It also gives the listener a clearer picture of whether the day went well.
Maybe you finished everything. Maybe you only completed the most urgent task. Maybe you didn't get as far as you hoped.
All of those can make your answer more interesting because you're telling us what actually happened.
There's one more part I really like. Your reaction.
Once you've told someone what happened, tell them what you thought about it.
You might say, overall, it was quite productive. Or, it was tiring, but I'm pleased with what we achieved.
Or, I'm pleased that we managed to solve the problem. You could even say, the main thing is that we finished the most urgent work.
I like that because now you're not just reporting what happened. You're giving the other person your view of the day.
And that little comment can change the whole answer. We had a problem with the order, but we managed to sort it out. That's useful information.
Add, it was frustrating, but I'm glad we got it sorted. And now I know how you felt about it as well.
So when you put everything together, you can start with how your day began, explain what you were working on, mention anything unexpected, tell us what happened in the end, and then give your reaction.
But you're not going to use all 5 parts every time someone casually asks, how was your day?
Thankfully.
You might only give 2 or 3 details if it's a quick conversation, but when someone wants to know more, you have a way to develop your answer.
And that's the skill we're building here, taking a short answer and knowing how to add the right detail when you need it.
You don't have to memorize a speech. You just need to know where to take your answer next. What happened, what changed, how it ended, and what you thought about it.
Ready to hear what that sounds like in a real conversation?
Let's do it.
Now that we've looked at how you can develop a simple answer, let's hear what that sounds like in a real conversation.
Imagine we've just finished work, and we're catching up for a few minutes. I'll ask Zara how her day went, and we'll see how the conversation develops naturally.
Listen to how I start with a fairly short answer, and then add more detail as Theo responds.
And notice that the language is still simple. We're not trying to sound impressive. We're just giving the other person enough information to follow the story.
All right, let's go.
Hey, Zara, how was your day?
Pretty busy, actually. I thought I'd have a quiet afternoon, but that didn't happen.
What happened?
The morning was fine. I had a team meeting first thing, and then I was planning to finish a report I'd been working on.
Sounds like you had a plan.
I did, but just before lunch, one of our clients called about a problem with an order. The delivery team had received the wrong information, so I had to help sort it out.
So the report had to wait.
It did. I spent most of the afternoon dealing with the problem, but we eventually found a solution.
Well, at least you got that sorted. Did you manage to get back to the report?
Yes, although I had to change my plan. I didn't have time to finish the whole thing, so I focused on the most important section. I finished the first draft and sent it to my manager.
That's not bad considering how the afternoon started.
No, I'm actually quite pleased with it. I didn't get everything done, but I dealt with the client problem and still made good progress on the report.
So, busy day, unexpected problem, but a decent result.
That's probably the best way to describe it.
Notice how that conversation started with a very short answer. Pretty busy, actually.
Right, but I didn't need to give Theo my whole day in one go. His responses gave me opportunities to add another detail.
First, we heard what you had planned.
Then something changed.
You explained what you had to do, what you managed to achieve, and finally, how you felt about the result.
And that's what we want you to notice. I didn't need long sentences or difficult vocabulary to tell a fuller story. I just gave a little more information each time the conversation moved forward.
And that's something you can do too. You don't have to plan the whole answer before you start speaking. You can start with one idea and build from there.
Before we get you practicing with the 5 challenges, let's quickly notice something about the language you're going to use.
The question is, how was your day?
So, when you're talking about things that finished during your workday, which tense will you mostly use?
The simple past. I had 2 meetings. I finished the report. I spoke to my manager.
Now, what if the action isn't finished? For example, you started a report today, but you still haven't finished it. Which tense would you use? Yes, the present perfect.
I haven't finished the report yet.
Or, I haven't spoken to my manager yet. I've only finished the first part.
So keep that little difference in mind as you speak. Finished action, simple past. Not finished or still connected to now, present perfect.
All right, now let's put that into practice.
All right. Challenge 1. What did you plan? Let's start with your plans for the day.
Think about what you expected to do when you started work. Maybe you had a task to finish, a meeting to attend, a deadline to work towards, or something urgent you wanted to get done.
You could start by saying, I was planning to. I had planned to. I wanted to.
Think about your own day and say aloud what you plan to do. You can pause the video. Take your time.
Here's one possible answer. I plan to finish a proposal and organize my schedule for next week. Or, I wanted to finish the client proposal by lunchtime.
Simple. And now we know what Theo's day was supposed to look like.
Great. Now for challenge 2. What happened? Can you talk about what actually happened?
Maybe the morning went well. Maybe something took longer than expected. Maybe someone contacted you about something urgent.
Start with, in the morning. At first, everything was going well until...
Again, think about your own day. You can pause the video. You're doing great.
Here's one possible answer. At first, everything went well. I finished the first part of the proposal and had a quick call with my manager.
Now we've moved from what was planned to what actually happened. Now, let's look at the part that makes a simple Workday story more interesting. This brings us to challenge 3. talking about what changed.
Because no matter how well you plan your day, things can always change.
Maybe a deadline moved. Someone needed your help. A meeting was canceled. Or a problem appeared.
You could say, then something came up. Things changed when I ended up having to. I wasn't expecting to.
Choose something from your own experience and continue your story. Take your time. You're doing great. Say it aloud. You can pause the video.
For example, then something came up. A colleague needed some information for a meeting, so I had to put the proposal aside and help them.
Right. Notice how that connects to the previous part? We know what was planned, and now we know why the plan changed. Great. Now, for challenge 4, talking about what you achieved, let's move to the result. Yep. So, what did you actually manage to get done?
Maybe you finished what you planned. Maybe you completed only the most important part. Or maybe you didn't finish everything, but you made progress.
You could start with, in the end, I managed to. I was able to. We eventually. By the end of the day, tell us what happened in the end. Speak aloud. You're doing really well. Pause the video if you need more time. Here's one possibility. In the end, I managed to help my colleague. I also managed to finish the main part of the proposal. I left the final changes for tomorrow.
That's useful, because we're no longer just hearing what you did, we know what you achieved.
Finally, give your story a personal ending.
How do you feel about the day?
Maybe you're pleased, disappointed, relieved, frustrated, tired, or simply satisfied that you got through it.
You could start with, overall, I was pleased that. It was tiring, but. I was a little frustrated, but.
Think about your own day and say how you feel about it. Take your time. You're doing great.
Okay. For example, I was a little frustrated because my plans changed, but I'm pleased that I still managed to finish the most important part.
And now we have the complete story. So now you've built your answer one piece at a time. Well done. And if someone asks you tomorrow, how was your day? Start with what you planned, add a detail, and let the conversation flow naturally.
Now, before we go, we just want to say thank you for spending this time with us today. Whether this is your first English Shift episode or you've been practicing with us for a while, we're really glad you're here.
If this episode helped you, give it a like, share it with someone who could use the speaking practice, and subscribe to English Shift so you don't miss the next episode.
And don't forget that comment challenge. We really do want to hear your Workday story.
We'll see you in the next one.
Keep speaking.
And keep building those answers. Bye, everyone.